Shadowblade here with a new episode of Factorio. When last we met, we were doing some stuff with sorting. I also went around and placed some of the Mark II, whatchamacallums, radars, so that we can kind of get a bit bigger picture of our map here, to see if maybe we had some more sapphirite somewhere, and we do have a couple of pockets over here, and some of the other things, and see kind of where our biter threats are, and it looks like they're scattered about. And these things allow us to kind of zoom in so we can see here where we've got some there, and we've got a patch up here. You can see right now they're not doing anything because our pollution hasn't reached them yet. But it is something that we have to be worried about. I went ahead and built a second one of these for the stereotype in case we need it eventually. But for now, I'm gonna yawn, and I think what I'll do is leave that for a minute. Right now, we need to get our iron back up and going, and as you can see here, with just the sapphirite, we've already got tons of iron, some copper, and then there's this slag crap that we'll deal with later. But it's doing some good work for us here. So we need to set up our refining and our metallurgy. Now the metallurgy part of it is actually quite simple. In fact, why don't we go and I tried to build everything that we needed for this stuff. So if we go in here to early casting, did it grab it? It did not. Early casting, thank you. As you can see here, it's a very small footprint. If we put let's see, 3 to there, 3 to, yeah, so we got some lengthwise space. So maybe like right here. If we start it from right here, we're gonna be taking the coal parts out. So that's where our space is gonna be. But if we put this down here like so, we don't have the, what kind of pipes are these? Iron pipes? So as we saw earlier, the copper pipes are actually the ones that work better. So let's go ahead and craft us up some copper pipes. Couple more, boom, there we go. And we'll set this to do, you can see that you can get different types of stuff for different amounts, but we're going to do 12 iron ingots. There we go. Now each one of these guys are going to be doing iron plates. So since each one is doing 100, this makes 120 molten iron every 4 seconds. These guys make 4 iron plates from 40 molten iron every 4 seconds. So that's why we've got the ratios that we do here. So basically, 4 iron plates every 4 seconds, that's 1 per second. So right here, we've got 12 per second, or 6 per second rather, going on to this cool belt here. That's about half a yellow belt. So if we can do 2 of those, 2 sets of those, I think I made enough for 2 of these, yes. Then we can get an entire thing's worth going along. Now, we do have the problem here. So we can't go right there because it will mess things up. So we need a space. So let's go ahead and we're going to place it right here. And actually, are these? Yeah, so these are crafting speed ones. As we upgrade things, it'll go a little better. So let's go ahead and take out this chunk. Of the coal there. And that's okay. And what I think we'll do is we'll end up using this middle coal line as our coal supply. Since we've got to have that gap in there anyways. Or, even better, I think what we'll do, early casting. Let's go. So we can't go right there. We've got to put it right here. Oh, I made all those. I didn't make enough of these guys. Is that what it was? Blast furnace. Is it induction furnaces? Yeah, so I made just the Mark 1s for these guys. Because we don't really need the Mark 2s just yet. And I didn't have enough materials on me for them. They will make things a little bit faster, which is cool. You can see here they make at 1.5, but for now I think the Mark 1s will be sufficient. What am I missing? Some basic boards. Well, easy enough. We've got basic boards right up here. So let's make one more of these guys. I did make one of these guys, right? Yeah. All right, so iron ingots all coming into these guys. Good deal. So what we can do here then, we'll bring this all the way through. Nice. And then I think what we'll do is, yeah, we'll do it when we get to that point. Here's our chest full of iron. I don't think we have enough to pick that up, but so these things are ready to go, basically. Let's just get this out of the way at this point. Should they need more coal, they can, but right now we're not really using a lot of the stuff. Yep, we'll go like that. So these guys are ready. So next, what we're going to want is we need to bring down, if you notice here, they require ingots. So we need to make iron ingots for these guys. That's where we come into this kind of refining part of things. Now, I've built some stuff here, so let's get this out of the way. We need these, and we need these. Good deal. So the first thing we do is we take these guys. Did I only make 7 of them? Oops. I need one more of you guys. Now ideally, I'd put the copper below this, but for now we'll just do this like this. So let's go ahead. We're going to start here. And we're going to do 4. Are we going to do 4? Hang on. So I think what we do is like this. Oh, you know what? I have a blueprint for this. That was the point. So what we do this here. Oh, snap. Okay, I think we need some, so we definitely need some of the red stuff. So let's change here. We need to research our logistics too. Because these things, this is the most annoying part of all of this. These things have to be fueled. And fuel is kind of a pain in the patookus. Let's go there like that. As you can see, these guys require iron ore. So let's go down. We're going to go get some more circuits. We got to figure out why our science is stopped too. Oh, our science is stopped because we're out of iron. No. Okay. Let's move this to where there's power. You can see our inserter options now are magnifique. Okay, so we're on the crunch, guys, because we're out of iron. Now that box has a bunch of it in there, but it won't save us. Okay, so we got some circuits, we got some stuff. Let's get this going, or else we're gonna be in some hurt. All right, so these guys are set up. Oh, let's get you on the right track. The logistics too. Oh man, we may not have enough iron to get that done. So we'll cheat a little bit. For now, what we're going to do is we're just going to give these guys each a stack of coal to work with. And you can see here the coke. We're actually going to make coke with an ore crusher here. And then we did learn the better. Yes, we did. So let's get a couple steel furnaces going here. And then a better power pole, because better power poles are better. And then these guys, we'll do this. And we just gotta tell, ooh, what's that? Nodule crushing. Actually, let's make this a little bit better. Let's pick you up. Let's make you a number 2. So you can go a little bit faster. Because it's got to wait for these guys to fill up with the crushed coal. Well. Let me bring this up to there. And here's where we would put this through. So, we really need those red inserters, or those red underground belts. So let's come up here. We're going to take one of these guys. Fast do these go? Every 2 seconds. 4 per 2 seconds. I think we can go with regular ones, but we'll try. Oh, mistakes were made. We need to filter this so that only where is it at? Only iron ore comes out. Otherwise, we're going to run into problems. Let's grab some of this. And here we go. You can see there, we are now making ingots. It's beautiful. So let's bring this over. We'll bring it down here. And then we want want a splitter there. And a splitter here. And we want these to go in there. Unfortunately, until you get like the maximum there we go. Until you get like the maximum inserter speeds and stack size bonuses and all that crap, the loaders are just going to be better to get these things directly in there so that they're making stuff. And here you can see we're now making iron plates. That's awesome. Let's bring this over. There. Sweet. We'll pull this one through over here. Like so, and the iron is flowing. It's beautiful. There you go. So, we are going to have to fix things a little bit. I can already see the problems. So because we didn't do iron at first, we need to pick up some of the crap that's on this belt. Yep, there we go. Now we'll get all that stuff going. And we can put this stuff back in. Beautiful. So, our first smelterings are done. This is coming through. You can see we're making, you make tons of it each time. Oh, but we're already out of the coal, or the coke. So, we've got to be sure to get this up and going. And these bad boys are going overtime. So they do about 6 per second. 6 per second, which is a full yellow belt, pretty much. But it's not enough for both of these. So, we are going to want to upgrade those things. Did we just do the ones? I think we did the twos on that. I can't remember. We're going to want to upgrade those, but I think that's these that we didn't upgrade. Yeah, so the refinery ones are okay. Oh man, I meant to put lights in here because it is dark. It's getting dark at night. Because we have to be zoomed out. Let's get shed some light on the situation. Like over here. Could do with some lights. There, take all my coal. Greedy buggers. So, Our first smeltery is doing its thing. Metallurgy, rather. It's doing its thing. I like it. Lights. Camera action. There we go. Nice. Okay. That also opens up the railway stuff for us too, which is good because I think we're going to need it. But first we need engines. All right, let's get engines started. Okie dokie. That stuff's going. Good. So our iron situation is finished. Next, we could start on the copper, but I'm actually going to leave the copper for just a moment. I may do it off camera just to clean this up and whatnot. We're basically going to build this exact same setup here. The difference between... Let's get these guys going. The difference between copper and iron up here, though, is very different. So the sorters are all going to be the same. The smelteries are pretty much all going to be the same. You just feed them different types of ingots if you want to do different stuff. And I keep saying smeltery, but the casting machine's down here. But the refinery is where the craziness happens, because each type of deal requires different refinery methods. And that's where it gets a little crazy. So if we look at like, can we build, not casting, did we make, yeah, see these are Mark 1s. These are all Mark 1s. And I think I did that because 4 seconds for 24 requires 8 processed. This makes 2 every. This is basically 1 per second. This requires 4 per second. One per second. Requires 2 per second. Yeah. And so you do 2 to 1 here. So, since we can't upgrade these guys, there's no real reason to upgrade these guys. But, oh, my bots like auto-place those guys. Now, we're cooking. Let's snag the railway. Because now, we can actually feed our own addiction here with that. It's amazing. Carbon, however, requires some other stuff. Like, I think, let's find out. So if we do 2 of these guys, which is what we'll need. I also may shift this up since copper is actually below the iron, and so it makes more sense for this to be up that way, like so. Did we make them? Yeah. Alright, so with this, for copper, you can see copper requires oxygen gas for these dealios. Now, oxygen gas is pretty easy to make. If we look here, we make one of these guys. one of these things is compressed air. It just makes air. Hooray. And then we get into one of, is it this? Basically, we want this air separation, nitrogen and oxygen. You can also do from water. But you can see here, the red is what we're looking for. And the red, you can get better production there. That's carbon dioxide. So you take 100 compressed air and you split it into nitrogen and oxygen. And that uses one of these things that we don't have yet. I think we can use this one. What is that thing? And why don't we have it? Oh, is it gas processing? Gas refinery? No. Is it this? Advanced chemistry. Advanced chemical plant. Yeah. So that requires these things. So this advanced chemical plant is better than these regular chemical plants. They're just a little bit faster. But these we can make. So we might do something like this and say, hey, make air separation. Naturally, the thing is on the wrong side. And then we would pump this over into this, and then we would flare off the nitrogen. Or try to store it or whatever. But I don't think we need nitrogen for anything early. So you can see they have completely different recipes to make these things out of. And so what I would probably do is something like this. And I would make the stuff that this needs a little bit further down the line. So we might make this here and turn it into oxygen and then pipe the oxygen over here. And then we would bring the ingots down like we were doing here. So it just depends on what each thing needs. So we give it space. The other thing you can do is you can put all these further over here and then put all the stuff that you're going to feed into it on this side. It just depends on what's easiest. Right now, I'm just putting it closer to the ore is easier for me. We do want this automated stuff, petrochem trains, so let's go ahead and grab this. Good deal. So, but that's all the time we have for today. So, I may set this up off camera and just show it to you when we get back to save a little bit of time, but because we really need to start getting some of this going as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, tap on the like button. It really helps me out and helps out the channel. And if you really enjoyed it and haven't already, feel free to subscribe. But until next time, I've been Shadowblade. You guys stay sharp.